See, what is that agreement? Like, what is that tied knot agreement that will never allow white folks? Like, it will be like it's an error for them to actually see black people and just let them go. What is that knot that is being tied together? They have other issues they should be looking at. As it stands now, a lot of issues they should be looking at are issues of Somalians. They should be looking at issues of Somalians because right now that is the thing they should be dealing with. Because Somalians are ready to like take over the country. That will be in another video. Let me leave that. But a lot of them will still be putting their head, their mouth, their tail in black people's business. In black people's business. Without having to be like, okay, let's deal with the trending issue that is actually happening. And a lot of them are not asking questions like, why is it that whenever we're trying to come into the black space business, these people literally do not want us in? Now, a lady shared her story on how she was kicked out of a particular coffee shop. I'm gonna play that. The clip is among the clips that you guys are actually about to watch. Anyways, let me not talk too much. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clip and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, so with that being said, let's watch this video first. I'll be back with commentaries to say everything I have to say.
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Oh my God.
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Not me going into an Urban Outfitters and end up being racially profiled. Yep, that's my bag being checked on the floor by the guy at the door because the Williamsburg location of Urban Outfitters is, racially profiling. Yep, nothing in the bag, huh? So I used to work at Urban, if you didn't know, and that's why I know that they were racially profiling. I know their policies. And one of the things that I was really proud of myself for was being able to afford Urban Outfitters without like a discount or anything. And I actually just got the shoes I'm wearing as well as like a few other orders last week. So it just really sucked. Now we're all looking like Google the Fool. Why? Do better research. Don't racially profile the black girl. Just to be wrong. Yeah. The way I'm expeditiously canceling any and all things Urban.
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
even know where to start. Like, I've never been so scared in my life or experienced racism like this. But I went to Ojai for the day. I was supposed to just have a really cute, cool day, right? I'm walking around and I see this coffee shop. I was like, oh, let's go get some coffee and apply for some jobs. I'm trying to leave my job. And I'm just chilling in a coffee shop, and all of a sudden this lady comes over and she's like, hey, are you gonna order some coffee? And I was like, not right now. I'm working right now, but maybe later. So then she goes, well, you need to leave. She then pursues to ask me if my bag was my bag, this bag right here, if it was my bag, and then picks it up. Sorry, my mom was calling to check on me, but so I push her hand off of my bag and she's like, you need to get out. And then I was like, girl, like, why are you asking me to leave? So she was like, you're not ordering anything, you need to get out, I'm asking you to leave. And then the girl that was next to me, we were sharing tables, she was like, this is our hometown, leave. And when I tell y'all I was so scared, she wouldn't move out of my way. I couldn't go anywhere. So I had to go all the way around just to get out of the coffee shop. Everybody's just staring at me and nobody says anything. Everybody's just staring at me, just looking at me. And I called my Uber. I made my Uber go across the way so I wouldn't have to be in front of the coffee shop. But I would never, ever, ever, ever be in that establishment. That shit scared the living hell out of me. And I asked that everybody leave a horrible review for them. And if you're ever in Ojai, it's called Ojai Coffee Roasters Co. Don't go to that place.
One of the more annoying experiences being black in America is having white people, mainly racist white people, try to act as if you're not as American or more American than them. They'll say insults like, well, go back to Africa, go back to where you came from. Meanwhile, my ancestors have been here longer than their ancestors came through Ellis Island. Just got off of a Zoom call with this person I'm supposed to be working with. Manager was on the phone and he kept alluding to the fact that this person's making Americana, country music, and they were trying to make it seem like I wasn't going to be able to understand the American culture and the American values because, you know, black people just don't have the same experience here. And I kept asking him, well, where do you think I'm from? And he's like, well, yeah, you're from New York, but like, you know, and funny enough, me and the person supposed to work with have the same exact last name. And I said to them, I said, do you know why we have the same last name? Because your great, great, great grandfather is probably my great, great, great grandfather. My great, great grandfather is white. So it's probably your cousin or your uncle. And he said, oh no, that's not what I meant. I said, that's exactly what you meant. I said, the cognitive dissonance white people have with how they're socialized to believe that white equals American. And that even goes for Europeans in the way that they think about America. America's a settler colony, and the original Americans in this country are Native Americans, European settlers from the Netherlands and England, and the African slaves that they had here. So it's so weird to me that they think that black people aren't American or have ownership of America or the American identity or American culture, or that black culture is one of the dominant American cultures, if not the dominant American culture. It's just wild to me because I'm like, well, even one of my buddies in college, his last name is Duncan, and he's also a fourth. And when I met him, I was like, "Oh, your family probably owned mine," and he got like all uncomfortable. And I'm like, "Bro, I just history is history. Like we can't change it, but we also can't sit here and act like black people aren't as American or more American than majority of white people in this country, because the majority of you are descendants of those who came through Ellis Island. Never forget that."
The reason why I don't have no white friends is because they are passive aggressive people. I said what I said. They are. The amount of times I could tell you a white person has brushed past me without saying excuse me, literally said some weird shit out of their mouth, and I had to tell them what you said, ask them what you said, like check them about it, is insane. Another reason is also that a lot of white people lack self-awareness. They lack it so bad. I understand that we are living in a white supremacist society, but watch how y'all act around people or how y'all talk to people. Some of y'all lack self awareness, and it shows each and every time. And not to mention, like, I feel as though for me as a black person, I'm obviously self aware a lot of times because I know how black people are perceived on the media, in society. Wherever I go, I know how black people are perceived or how a black person is perceived as. However, being around white people, you realize that they don't have that same problem. So they are able to do and say whatever they want. And when they get too comfortable, you gotta start checking them. Period.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. And you guys have seen all of that clips, and I believe you guys listened to that particular lady that talked about how she was sent out of a coffee shop because she is literally black. And it is even more annoying that the person she was literally sharing table with have to tell her that this is our place, we belong here, we own here, and so on and so forth. I don't know what is giving her that impression of ownership, because this their ownership mentality is really hitting hard on them. Honestly, like I said, they have other training issues, a lot of things that they should be dealing with right now, especially Somalians. Not just sitting down there, wrapping up their mouth, and still being in black people's business. You can literally see that is why I first of all have to play these clips for you guys of when you're black, you are never lonely. Like there's a lot of clips about it. Like when you're black, you're never lonely. On the plane, oh, your workplace, so everywhere they just want to be in your business. Just imagine how they literally made our black person to freak out because they just appeared from nowhere and just want to show themselves in people's video, in people's life, just to make sure that yeah, we are available, we own this place, that is just it. So I keep saying it, you will not see most of these black folks, because I believe black people have business, good business. You will not see them coming here to pull out their self and start appearing in white folks or seeing white folks doing video and they will not start looking at them weird. We are the people that they literally look at us like, you don't belong here. Why are you here? Leave this place immediately before we do what we needed to do. And at the end of the day, I keep asking myself this same question over and over again. What have black people, what is that thing that is magneting you people? What is that thing that you cannot just allow black people to go on their way? And you can check from the clips that I actually played where this guy literally said why he don't want to be white folks friends, and he mentioned a lot of reasons that at the end of the day, I see it as 100% genuine reason, because these people, their ownership mentality, their privilege mentality will not even play out whenever you want to be friends with them, or whenever they said that this particular person is our friend, we choose to be friends with this person, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, I just wish these people can literally just leave black people alone, go their separate ways, let black people just be on their own and just do their thing without having to think about, oh, this is it, that is this, and so on and so forth. It has gotten to the point right now where we literally need to be looking at our back like this. Like we check our back, check our front, check our middle, for us to be like, okay, there's no white folks here. Okay, I can freely just do my video or something like that. That is the point it is getting into. But we are not going to get to that point because we're not going to be scared. We're not going to be scared of the country that black people put in so much effort to build. We're not going to be scared of the people's opinion that really do not matter. As a black person, I want you to know that the only person opinion that really matters now in your life is your fellow black folks. As simple as that. In fact, don't even go in fight or in search for any other community that you want to actually support, because everybody is now understanding what history is really talking about. Somalians came out to cry out their own, they are understanding it. Do you get? And if you guys have tried your possible best to educate a lot of them and they don't want to be educated, they don't want to leave our business, they still want to be putting eyes in everything that we're doing, just be playing the good one and let them just be playing their self. I just believe strongly that at the end of the day, we are still going to conquer as black folks. But anyways, let me know what you think. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do what, subscribe. Like this video, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And guys, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself, and I love you guys. Bye bye.